A lot of people are creative. Plenty of people are smart. There are more than enough funny people and caring people and dependable people in the world. There are even hard-working people out there, if you look long enough. But how many people do you know who embody all these qualities? If you're here tonight, then you know at least one. Todd Marcum, husband, father, baseball card collector, creative wizard, successful advertising executive. And tonight, the recipient of the 2015 Silver Medal Award for Lifetime Achievement. If you're his friend, you know his loyalty. Case in point, Todd has continued to hire me as a voice actor more years than many of you have lived on this planet. If you're his client, you've been amazed by his work ethic and you've benefited from his considerable talents. If you live in his community, you've experienced his selfless generosity. Put it all together, and Todd Marcum is a guy you can trust.
In Todd we 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 trust.
Although he's an unassuming guy, Todd comes with a personality all his own. That's why he typically makes a lasting first impression.
I met Todd, lovingly referred to as Todd Bob, when he first came to Associated Advertising, fresh from college, newly married, and he was given his own office. Well, it was at the tail end of my office, and it really was a closet, and we did call it the copy closet, and didn't have any windows, but it had a typewriter. A nice electric typewriter, as I recall.
I first met Todd back in 1983, I believe, 84. It was when he first moved from West Virginia. He was working at Associated Advertising Agency.
Well, I can say that he certainly dressed as if he were from West Virginia. I remember the first time we dressed up to go, put on grown-up clothes to go pitch something to a client. Todd had his nifty little polyester jacket with the cuffs of his shirt and the cuff of his jacket, which came down to his knuckles. One wasn't sure whether he expected to drag them on the ground or not, but yeah, sweet young thing from West Virginia.
I had moved here in 1992 to work for the Roanoke Times, and about 6 months after I started, Todd joined the paper as a copywriter. After about 4 years at the paper, we were transitioned to the Robert Claiborne Agency, and we worked there for about a year. And I left and went to the marketing department of Montgomery Regional Hospital. And in that time, Todd and Tony started Access.
One meeting in particular led to an unlikely alliance, a pair of complete opposites held together by mutual admiration.
When I first met Todd Marcum, it was in an AD2 meeting, and we worked together in a number of capacities over the years, starting in 1991 and going forward. But it wasn't until 1996, one night while we were having beers at Cornerstone, when we always say inspiration met desperation, and we decided to form our own agency. And for some reason, despite the fact that Todd spilled an entire pint of Guinness in my crotch that night, I still decided to go into business with him. God bless you, Todd.
From the very beginning of his career, Todd earned a reputation as an enthusiastic collaborator who finds the joy in every job and spreads it around.
Todd, I didn't know very well, called me up one day when I was working at a competing agency and said, "Hey, can you have lunch?" He obviously knew the way to my heart and for me to say yes, because he took me to a barbecue place. So we had some pig, and as we were having lunch, Todd was asking me about what I wanted to do out of life and where I wanted my career to go, and told me, "Don't tell Tony that I contacted you, but I think it would be really good if you came to work for us."
He works tirelessly to make sure that the clients get what they want, and he ends up, no matter what client we're working with, he ends up making them his friend.
Whenever I used to edit with him, where I used to work, we had an edit desk where the client would sit next to the editor, and he'd always kick his feet up on my desk. He was the only person that ever did that. And after having almost lost my job the first time I ever met him by walking out of the edit, I wasn't dare going to tell him to take his feet off the desk. But when I started my own business, I made sure I arranged my edit desk and my client viewing area so there was no way he could put his feet on my desk. So.
The way Todd works is kind of awesome and frustrating. We'll each sort of sit and stew on our own ideas and then bring them to a meeting. And a lot of times it goes like this. We go around the room and everybody's got their ideas. And you know that if Todd has not volunteered to go first, that he's going last for a reason. And when it gets back around to him, and you've been struggling all week to come up with the right way to say this thing or the right, how this could connect to that in a clever way or whatever, and then Todd just says, well, you know, I had this one idea, it was, and then he'll tell you what it is, and it's like, oh, that's where all the ideas went. They all went to Todd.
Where I really got to know the kind of person he was, we were working on a story. We were trying to put together some copy for one of our projects, and Todd was asking me, Michael, when can we meet? And as usual, my schedule was all over the place, and I said, Todd, to be very honest with me, I have a flight at 6. If you can meet me at 5 a.m. at the airport, that'll work. Thinking that I'd get a call from him the next week. But he said, no, that'd be fine. And that's really when I got to know who Todd really was. You know, jumped right in there, and we met at 5 a.m. at the Roanoke airport over a cup of coffee, did what I needed to do, and I went off.
My very first memory of Todd is when I was being interviewed to work at Access, and actually he scared the bejesus out of me because he was so serious, and just I walked out of that interview thinking that I had just completely blown it. Obviously I didn't blow it because I'm working here 8 years later, but what I realize now about that interview was that it's just that he has very high standards, that he refuses to bend for anybody, and because of that, he's kind of taught me to have high standards for myself.
Todd Marcum's philanthropic work spans well beyond donating his creative time and talent, though he's done plenty of that. But he isn't just known for giving. He's famous for showing up, pitching in, for doing the heavy lifting, and for sticking around until the job is done.
Todd helped us at Boys Home of Covington and helping us get not only donors, but admissions, let people know the wonderful things that go on in Covington, Virginia.
Todd was our PR consultant with Boys Home in Covington. We also own a Christmas tree farm, and I got very involved in the Virginia Christmas Tree Growers Association, and when we needed a web page written for that organization, we turned to Todd. He's a good friend of both organizations, and you know, Todd, he's got some connection to about everything. He's got an uncle that was in the Christmas tree business, so he had a passion for that, and I think he actually worked on his uncle's farm as a child or a younger man.
Well, the first time I met Todd, he was serving on the board of directors at the American Red Cross, and I was working there at the time. And he was probably the youngest guy on the board, so I used to try to sit next to him and talk to him during things, and I thought, you know, this guy has got a young boy at home, a career, everything else, and what's he doing? He's volunteering on the Red Cross board. And little did I know, but that was Todd. That was going to be Todd for the rest of the 20-odd years that I've known him.
I've known Todd for some time. I moved to Roanoke in 1995, and we were introduced because we were working on projects for Big Brothers Big Sisters. We've always had a strong relationship with Access, and I've known Todd through through some of the projects, and he's done the creative for us and came up with ideas when we were all stumped about which direction to go.
You have very few board members who show up to events with balloons in their pockets so they can make balloon animals while people are waiting in line somewhere. He shows up for everything, all the time. He doesn't care what he does, he just does it.
No matter how you know Todd, you know him best as a trusted friend, even if you've spent your whole life with him.
I'm very proud of Todd with everything he has accomplished. He is such a caring person with everything he does. He's very passionate about his work and the people he works with.
He is such a dear friend, and we have been friends for so long. I don't even want to admit how long it's been.
One of the things that I'm sure you'll hear over and over again as we talk about Todd is how he's a pay-it-forward kind of guy. He wants to help everyone.
Todd is such a great person, and you can see how his heart comes through personally in that respect in mentoring others, but also professionally when he's working for the Red Sox or doing jobs for other clients that he has. You can see that show, and that's very hard, to see and very rare to see.
He tries to not be working like during family time or whatever, but you can tell, we'll be going to bed and he's going back into the office for a couple hours. Until I got this recent job working 6, he was always first out, and he'd come back last, and then he'd get the 4 hours or who knows how long afterwards when we were all in bed. So, I think his work ethic was, I would like to think that rubbed off on me a little bit.
The day I was baptized, I wanted to sing a duet at church with my dad. And I could tell he was so nervous. But he wanted to do it. He told me he would do anything for me and that he would do it with me. And I remember after we sang, he just looked at me with this goofy little smile. And I was so proud of him for getting up there and for doing it no matter what.
I think the thing that I'm most proud of about Todd is he is my favorite word farmer of all time, as he likes to be known. And I've known Todd through so many different things, sports memorabilia collecting, church, and through professional jobs that we've done in the commercial area. And I think the greatest thing about it is Todd has always stayed humble, never tried to draw attention to himself, and usually at the end of the day, those are the successful people. And I'm so proud of him to win this award.
He is my best friend, and he is my soulmate.
Always the consummate copywriter, perhaps Todd is the only person who could actually describe himself in a single word.
He's a great family man.
A snappy dresser.
Incredibly quirky.
Friend.
Funny.
Intuitive.
Friendly.
Giving.
Marshall.
Genuine.
Generous.
He is the perfect friend.
Ambitious.
Brave.
Caring.
Genuine.
Passionate. Sincere.
Infinitely patient.
In Todd, we trust.
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 In Dad, we trust.
In Todd, we trust. If we're being truthful, it started out as a kind of a joke theme for this whole silver medal thing. We thought it would be sort of funny if we'd all have a good laugh, but the joke's on us, isn't it? Todd Marcum has earned this silver medal by being creative and smart, funny and caring, hardworking and dependable. In short, Todd has earned this honor and our trust by simply being himself. And we recognize that's worth a buck or two no matter where you go.
Hey Todd, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. Very, very well deserved, and extremely happy for you for that. Just for everyone else that's seeing this, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Rob Kottkamp. I'm a creative director at Mullen in Boston, Massachusetts. And I have the distinct honor of actually being the first intern at the time it was Access Design and Communications with Tony and Todd. You guys basically picked me out of the design program at Virginia Tech back in like 1996 and gave me my first shot in advertising. I couldn't say enough about all the opportunities, all the advice, and the head start that you gave me. I think out of most anything that I've achieved and all the places that I've worked, I really kind of look back, and being an intern at Access with you guys was something that I'm probably the most proud of. So congratulations. I wish I was there to see you guys tonight, but yeah, I just can't thank you enough, and really appreciate everything you did, so thank you.
Congratulations, Todd, on your Lifetime Achievement Award. From our first meeting in 2008 on Marshall University's campus, I knew we were kindred spirits. Your love for family, your love for your alma mater, and most importantly, your creativity and your passion for your profession. It's an honor to have worked with you and to call you a friend.
Wherever you are, Todd, I can't see you. But anyway, way to go.
Todd does not always get the recognition that he deserves and the contributions and the impact that he's made at Access. There would be no Access without Todd Marcum. His business sense, his passion, his sound financial management over the years. I would have never made it for 5 years without Todd Marcum. He is the reason we're all still here. I'm extremely and eternally grateful to him, and I love him, and I'm very proud of this honor that he has finally received. Long overdue, my friend. Well done.
Let's all say it like together.
Say what though?
Say what together?
Well, like he said, just say congratulations.
Okay.
We love you. We're so proud of you.
Sounds good.
Is that what we're gonna say?
Yeah.
What? Congratulations. We love you.
Congratulations, Dad. We love you. We're proud of you.
All right, sure. I mean, I don't
You want to
care.
say something different?
No, I mean whatever. I'm not worried about it.
Okay,
Let's go for
smile
it.
and look at the camera.
All right. I kind of gotta sit and smile. Like, do you just?
Okay, you want to start?
I think we just got it.
Congratulations on your achievement, Todd, and thank you for spending your lifetime with us.